Hi, today we'll discuss the call for projects hosted by CMAP and the RTA.
The Chicago Metropolitan Agency for Planning and the Regional Transportation Authority have coordinated again to launch a new call for communities to apply for technical assistance. The call for projects officially opened at noon on Monday, September 26th. Through this coordination, the agencies offer assistance to an expanded group of applicants, helping them with planning and implementation. The coordination between CMAP and RTA provide applicants with interagency expertise, technical assistance, and increased capacity. CMAP is offering 9 types of technical assistance. The offerings focus on helping local governments build their capacity, develop land use and transportation plans, and implement previously created plans. Offerings from CMAP this year are meant to help local governments plan for solutions that can address local needs. The types of assistance include ADA and active transportation planning, capital improvement planning, corridor planning, grant readiness, plan implementation, road safety, truck routing, and pavement management. Other assistance will help communities implement past plans and prepare for grant opportunities. I'll describe each of these projects in more detail in the following slides. CMAP is offering technical assistance to help local governments develop a plan that complies with the Title II obligations of the Americans with Disability Act, or ADA for short. With this assistance, CMAP will develop a self-evaluation of non-compliant assets, helping communities identify improvements that can make sidewalks, crosscuts, curb ramps, and landings easier to navigate. Communities will also learn how to integrate principles of universal design into the planning process. Communities can apply for this assistance to create a transportation plan that addresses the needs of residents who ride bikes or walk. CMAP will support communities through route infrastructure planning, assessing intersections, stations and transfer points, signage and signalization, streetscapes and furnishings, and accessibility. CMAP's Capital Improvement Programming Assistance will help communities evaluate their existing capital planning processes. CMAP will also provide recommendations that can lead to a transparent, strategic, impactful, and successful capital improvement program. The Corridor Plan Assistance helps communities identify and address transportation improvements within a neighborhood, business district, corridor, riverfront, or another focus area. CMAP will create goals for improvement, propose specific projects that can address those goals, and create a strategy to implement recommendations. The Grant Readiness Program helps local governments prepare for grant opportunities by establishing consensus on priority transportation projects, identifying next steps for implementation, and providing resources for municipalities to seek out and manage grant funding. CMAP has worked with communities throughout northeastern Illinois to deliver more than 200 technical assistance plans in the last 10 years. For this year's call, we welcome those communities to participate in the next program. CMAP will assess a community's immediate priorities and facilitate the creation of an action plan with short, medium, and long-term implementation strategies. CMAP will also assist the community with execution. Communities are invited to apply for pavement management plans. CMAP will select an engineering firm to provide support and find the most cost-effective way to address pavement needs. This offering helps communities achieve prioritized pavement condition targets. CMAP will help create a document that emphasizes the importance of pavement preservation, describes the current condition of pavement, and evaluates costs. Information developed through pavement management plans can then support the development of a capital plan. We welcome communities to apply for technical assistance to address local road safety by creating an existing conditions report, policy recommendations, and an implementation plan. This offering facilitates the development of a community or neighborhood-wide local road safety plan. It also involves robust engagement with community members and addresses 4 key aspects of multimodal traffic safety: engineering, education, enforcement, and emergency services. As North America's freight hub, the region overall needs to balance the economic benefits of freight with the concerns of communities impacted by freight routes. The truck routing assistance seeks to do just that within sub-regional study areas. This assistance also provides communities with recommendations and guidance to enact suggested truck routes and strategies for mitigating the effects of truck and freight congestion. The purpose of the CMAP Technical Assistance Program is to support communities by offering planning and implementation assistance, providing interagencies expertise, and local government capacity building. This work will align all those efforts with the Comprehensive Plan for the Region on to 2050 and the Regional Transit Strategic Plan, Invest in Transit.
When evaluating applications, CMAP will consider the following thematic priorities. CMAP will assess whether the proposed project cultivates innovative approaches to implement onto 2050, including creating a transportation system that works better for everyone with improved travel safety, increased and better connected bicycle and pedestrian mobility options, and improved access for people with disabilities, as well as preparing communities and the region to access funding opportunities available through the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act. CMAP will also assess whether the project strengthens planning capacity in communities with disadvantaged populations, implements previously developed local plans, increases community empowerment and equitable engagement, and facilitates collaboration across jurisdictions.
Through its community planning program, the RTA provides funding and technical assistance to complete plans, as well as support towards plan implementation to encourage municipalities in the region to develop walkable, sustainable, and more equitable communities near transit stations and along transit corridors. While the technical assistance we provide to local governments across the region is important in achieving local goals, we are also using the program to implement the RTA's Regional Transit Strategic Plan. New this year will be the introduction of the RTA's Equity and Engagement. Community engagement efforts for RTA planning projects need to be guided by inclusive and equitable strategies to be successful. To decrease barriers to community engagement among residents in moderate to very high need communities, and to optimize our efforts for creating a plan with the most benefit to the community and its residents, compensation for time and expenses will be made available to community members. These actions will help remove barriers to participating in the planning process for some community members whose voices and opinions are important, but who may not be able to participate due to transportation expenses, childcare or family responsibilities, or work obligations. This year, the RTA is offering 7 project types that advance the use of transit throughout the region. There are 4 project types that will develop a plan, which are Neighborhood Mobility Hub and Mobility Improvement Plans, Curb Management Studies, Transit-Oriented Development Plans, and Transit Corridor Plans. We are offering 3 project types that will work towards plan implementation efforts, which are Special Financing Districts, Developer Dialogues, and Zoning Code Amendments. Mobility hubs are a community anchor of mobility that is welcoming and enables travelers to access multiple transportation options. Centered on frequent and high-capacity transit, mobility hubs are a safe, comfortable, convenient, and accessible space to seamlessly transfer across different travel modes. The RTA will assist local governments with examining the feasibility of mobility hubs at key transit areas and creating conceptual site plans and transit locations. Doing so brings multiple modes of transportation together, encourages seamless multimodal travel, and promotes the use of active and micro modes of travel. The RTA will also assist municipalities with identifying tactical mobility improvements such as widening bicycle lanes and pedestrian sidewalks, rethinking roadway rights-of-way, restricting vehicular speeds, and improving bus stop infrastructure and access. As people use shared rides more often and continue to shop virtually, municipalities need to rethink parking and curb management in urban areas, especially along bus routes and near rail stations. The RTA will partner with local governments to study curb space along bus corridors to understand utilization and demand. Results will then inform the development of strategies to manage high-demand curb space, which could include zones for various uses, shared use zones depending on time of day, and strategies to better facilitate efficient bus operations in high-use areas. TOD plans are based on the basic tenets of transit-oriented development with mixed land uses, higher residential densities, and pedestrian-friendly environments in close proximity to transit. The RTA will provide technical assistance to develop a plan and future vision for areas surrounding transit stations. The typical process to complete a plan is 12 to 18 months and involves engaging the public and community stakeholders to learn about their challenges and goals for the future of the area. TOD plans include an implementation strategy the community can use to realize the plan's vision in a manner that's equitable to all residents. The RTA will provide technical assistance to local governments to develop a transportation and land use plan for a transit-served corridor. Corridor plans involve significant engagement with the public to develop a strategy that will better facilitate walking, biking, and the use of transit through the corridor. Adjacent land uses are examined to identify economic development opportunities along the corridor, as well as transit-supportive design guidelines for new development. Study areas can be contained within one municipal boundary or be corridors spanning multiple jurisdictions. The RTA will provide assistance to municipalities with planning for a special financing district in transit-served areas, such as a tax increment finance district, special service area, or business development district. Funding generated from these districts or areas can be used to implement economic development, transportation, job training, or redevelopment recommendations from transit-oriented development, corridor, or other municipal plan. In partnership with the Urban Land Institute, the RTA will provide technical assistance to local governments with facilitating developer dialogues. Through this half-day session, municipalities can solicit guidance and advice from development experts who will discuss the development climate and potential strategies to prepare for and attract development in a specific sub-area, along a corridor, or at a specific site. The RTA will assist local government staff to create development standards and review processes that make investment in a community's TOD area more attractive to potential developers, business owners, and residents seeking to improve their property. The project team will assess the current regulations and existing conditions in each chosen community, as well as all completed planning studies, to deliver a revised zoning ordinance, subdivision ordinance, unified development ordinance, overlay district, or other appropriate code amendment.
Applications for the call for projects are due by noon on Friday, October 14th. Before the call closes, applicants should complete the application available through CMAP's and RTA's websites. CMAP and RTA will review applications during October and November and respond to any questions applicants may have. Successful applicants will be notified by January. Most accepted projects are expected to begin within 6 months of notification. Please do not hesitate to contact CMAP or RTA if you have any questions about the call for projects. Thank you.